There's no doubt TV's come a long way, changing and evolving over the past few decades, but let's take a moment to remember today's high-tech broadcasts and fancy productions are the offspring of a much simpler time. I had a chance to sit down with an old friend and reminisce about some of the days gone by at Wish TV. As we used to say, don't touch that dial.
Looking through records, we have boxes and boxes of old photos. They weren't organized. They were all scattered in different places, different departments, and so we decided to pull them all together and do a little bit better archiving and preserving our history. We also inherited a whole bunch of photos from a photographer, a local photographer, a freelance photographer. His name was Ray Connolly, and he passed away several years ago, and his kids inherited boxes and boxes of photos that they didn't know what to do with. So they've passed them on to Howard Caldwell. And Howard spent a couple years cataloging them, doing research on them, and then dividing them up and turning them over to all the television stations. So we're very grateful for that. So inheriting those, in addition to what we had already, it was time to put it all in one place and do a little bit better job of recording our history.
So it just kind of happened, though. It just kind of
It was time.
It was time. How did Wish Radio start?
Wish Radio went on the air in 1941, 75 years ago this year. It's still on the air today as WTLC AM 1310. It was in 1954 that Wish TV went on the air, and obviously has been ever since, and we're 62 years as television.
Okay, so you've got all these wonderful photos, and why is it important? Like, we like to look back at photos. It's nice to know your history. I mean, Wish is a heritage station.
It is, and we have done a great job of recording Indiana's history and reporting the history for years, but not such a great job doing our own. And so it is important. It's part of who we are. I work with the image and brand of the station, and our history and who we were is a big part of that. So it's important to preserve that and have it. People know who we were and where we came from. Here are a few that I found that I thought were really great. This is Reed Chapman, and Reed was he was on Wish Radio. He was interested in radio from early on, 1920s. He hooked up a crystal set to his bed springs when he was a kid, and from there fell in love with radio. And so he hosted a lot of different shows. He became known as Chuckles Chapman. Someone else who was with both was Virginia Byrd. She was Wish TV's first and only, to my knowledge, organist and pianist, and she played for both the inaugural broadcast of both Wish TV and Wish Radio.
Okay.
And then we move on to weather. Phyllis Klein was Wish TV's first weather girl, her term, or not my term, and she was with the station until Kay Field took over doing weather. And then, of course, we all remember Stan Wood.
Stan the man.
Yes. Stan started in the 1950s, and in 1967 he took over as the chief weathercaster. So also in 1967, Mike Ahern joined the television station, one of probably the best well-known personalities for Wish TV.
The franchise, remember?
That's right.
The franchise.
That's right, and actually found his resume.
This is the Mike Ahern resume on a typewriter, boys and girls. That used to be called a typewriter that you type things out on. Isn't that amazing? Someone else well known.
Yes, Jane Pauley.
Jane Pauley, look at that hair.
Jane Pauley started in 1974 and was with the television station. Later went to WMAQ, the NBC affiliate in Chicago, and then was there 1 year and went on to the Today Show after that.
That's a trailblazer right there.
And then one of my favorites that I found, of course.
1980s, early 80s.
1982, is that when you started the station?
I came off from Indianapolis Afternoon with Dick Woolsey. That was when I went in to do weather, and I wanted to be professional. So nothing says professional like a short perm and short bangs. That lasted about a year. And what have we got? Oh!
And I found this photo deep in the archives, so.
What have we here?
We've changed quite a bit since then. I would guess this about maybe 1992, 1993.
Well, look at us.
Yeah.
Well, we still
not much has changed.
Not much has changed. No one can stop time from marching on. Things change. People come and go. But once in a while, it's nice to remember the way we were.